Good morning, everyone. You're in the office with Joseph Skoda. Yeah, G.I. Joe Skoda, just outside of Santa Maria, California at the moment, really near the beach. Now, the last couple of weeks we had lots of rain. Thankfully, today's not that way. And we had tons of wind. I'm not really sure what a ton of wind is, but a lot of wind and everything's blowing around. But today's a good day. And even though it's a good day, I'm talking to you from inside the house, inside the office rather than outside. And now hopefully I can do more videos and presentations outside again in the very near future. Anyways, like I said, I am Joseph Skoda. And I was in the military a long time. And I want to talk to you a little bit about performance reports. You know, those evaluations that usually our bosses give us and look at our performance over the prior year or 6 months or whatever it could be. And we had that in the military also. They would write up what our jobs, how well we did at our jobs. They would write up if we in the military, if you can adapt to the military, things like that, and if you're ready for progression. Because in a lot of cases, if you have a good performance, there's a bonus waiting for you at the end of the year, or maybe even a promotion. Now, in the military, we're not getting any bonuses, and it does help towards promotion, provide it's a good, positive report. But that's not always the case. So, you know, performance reports could be in a big binder. Well, I mean, that's not a performance report, but probably should be. How are we doing with EEO and discovery, equal opportunity? Because a lot of us have biases and prejudices, and sometimes we say things that we don't necessarily mean to say or that we should say. How do we fix that? Zip it. It's probably the best thing we can do is zip it. We can call locker room talk or whatever, but we have to be a little bit careful how we present ourselves and how we come across to others. And more importantly, just pay attention to who's around us. We may think they're our friends, but later on it can turn to bite us. Anyways, I'm here to talk to you a little bit about evaluations, and you know I'm a Toastmaster, and every time we give a speech, and most speeches are just 5 to 7 minutes, it sounds like a long time, and in the beginning it was a long time. But anyways, with that evaluation, it just helps us get a little bit better. And the same as your job, you're going to write your performance reports. This is what we observed, and this is what we want you to do to hit the next level, to keep your job, at least get that. That's kind of a big deal. So we want it. No, we don't necessarily look forward to the performance reports unless we're doing that little extra. You know that little extra. We all know people that don't necessarily know their jobs really well, but they're always volunteering for the Special Olympics, always volunteer to take on a project, always volunteer to do anything but their actual jobs. Now, that's okay if you're doing your job and you still want to get involved in community projects. I think that's wonderful. And I've had to do that, you know, join a bowling league, help out on the golf team, take charge of as a project manager and lead teams doing different things. And we do that sometimes, and we should do that because we want to. And let's let's be real and let's face it, we often do those things so we look good in front of the boss, right? Hey, is that okay? We want to look good in front of the boss. Now I want to throw some out there for you. I want you to really think about who is the boss? And are we putting on a good performance all the time? Or are we just kind of sneaking by and just smiling and shaking hands and doing our job when someone's actually watching? Here's my real boss. I mean, this should be the boss. See, this Bible's had a lot of use to it. It's kind of beat up. And that's okay because we're supposed to read it. And it's almost like our policies at work. We have something in writing, usually it tells us what's our expectations. Tell us what our boss, our job, our organization not just wants from us, but needs from us. It gives us a game plan to potentially get promoted and move to the next step. Now, we also get evaluated each and every day from our family. If you happen to be a parent, like I am, I'm a father. Of course, my kids are grown, but I got grandchildren now, and they watch me. They want to make sure I'm doing what I asked them to do. I want to make sure I'm on the up and up and not blowing smoke up their butt. I don't think that's a term we're thinking about right now. But let's be realistic. We sometimes tell those little white lies that look good in front of our children or nieces and nephews, so forth and so on. And I guess that's okay if no one gets hurt. You ever hear that? Oh, I'm just telling a little white lie, but no one's getting hurt, so why does it matter? That's something you're going to have to discuss with God or whoever you're talking to, anyways. And I understand we don't have to tell our kids everything, but we shouldn't just say because I said so. I want you to do that because I said so. And we say that sometimes. I've been there. I've been there, done that, as they say. So who are we performing in front of? Now, obviously, if you're in an orchestra or a wrestler or even an actor, you have a performance, you're studying, you're practicing, and more often than not, you're your biggest critic in evaluating yourself. You're evaluating what you're doing. Are you doing good enough? Did you put enough time and effort to be the best person you can be? Now, I'm getting ready to do some acting, a real small part in this horror flick called Desert Fiends. It should be fun. Now, I've done some background stuff over the years, but real small parts. And this is still a small part, but it's a step in the right direction if I want to pursue it. And that's what I'm talking about. Sometimes we get a little rusty. Like I like to sing, for instance, Lullaby and Good Night. Or I ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all time. All those kinds of things. And funny, right now I'm forgetting the lyrics of half the things I like to sing. But if you want to become a better singer, you need to practice, right? We need to practice. You want to become a better writer, you need to write more often. You want to do better in front of a camera, you need to find that stage time. We can all relate to that. It's the same as acting. I haven't taken any lessons or done anything outside of what I'm doing here on a long time. But maybe this will work out and I'll finally be discovered. Oh, and let's just spell the name right. Joseph Stephen Skoda III. There you go, in case someone's watching this right now. But it has to do with our job or outside of our job, our careers, our family, whatever we're doing. People are watching us. People are evaluating us, and some people have no right to evaluate us or tell us anything because they haven't, what do you say, they haven't stepped or walked in our shoes, right? They haven't walked in your shoes. They don't know anything about you. And that is true to a point. But it doesn't matter if they walked in your shoes or not. People gossip. People talk. And people judge. The judge, the jury, the executioner. Sometimes they do all that without even uttering one word to you. But they can figure you all out. And sometimes we can. Sometimes we can figure people out. Sometimes we can look at them and know what they're thinking. Sometimes we can watch where they're going and know their plans. Sometimes we can just see them grow up and disappear out of the spotlight sometimes. But we need to pay close attention and not necessarily judge. If someone's stepping away, for instance, and maybe they're outgoing once upon a time or for many years, and then one day they're just in the background or you can't find them at all. In most cases, there's some kind of depression there. There could be other cases where they're planning something you don't want to be around, and that could be also part of depression. We need to pay attention. We really need to pay attention to what we see, to what we observe, and we need to report that. Not necessarily to the authorities, but talk to the person that we're observing, that we're watching, and try to figure them out. Now understand, when we all get depressed, we all become anxious from time to time. We all become sad. We mourn, we ache, we hurt. We have bad habits that get us into trouble. We all have a different parts of our life, different parts, different chapters to our journey. And we shouldn't judge. We should just ask. But we know if I'm going to ask somebody, are you doing okay? They're going to say, I'm fine. Right? How you doing? I'm fine. I'm okay. Okay? We're going to get that more often than not. And we have to see through that and realize that we do the same things to other people. We're doing the same thing to other people say, yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry about me. I got it under control. How many of us are hurting the finances? Hey, I have often from time to time. How many of us have aches and pains we don't want to talk about? I do from time to time. How many of us just don't want to wake up in the morning? Well, I want to wake up every day, but not necessarily early in the morning. We all go through that, but we have to be there for one another if things don't seem to be going right. We have to ask people like Maria Preza, how you doing today? And we've been business partners for a long time now, and we have our different personalities. And obviously, I'm with a great woman now called Vanessa, and we just have great experiences and a great life journey so far. But she evaluates me, I evaluate her, and but we have to be careful. How do we talk to that person and say, what do we see? Well, babe, I'm looking at you're a little sluggish and you're forgetting things. Ooh, I better be careful if I bring that one up and have something to back it up with. And so there comes a time we have to almost pick and choose. When do we mention something if it's important at all, or we just take a mental note and bring it up later if necessary? I'm going to tell you one thing. Sometimes we write things down or take that mental note, and it could be weeks, months, years before we tell the person, that's bothering me, you're irking me, I don't understand why you put your feet in the sink, whatever it is. And they won't know, so we'll just wait for it to build up pressure inside of us, and we get all crazy, and they don't even know why we're having our own attitude or what our own problems are. Life's not perfect. And we have to really be careful when we're talking to youngsters or people around us we don't even know, because we're all being evaluated. And what are you going to do to make your next performance the best you've ever had? Now, in most cases, as we age, our best performance could be behind us, but that could be a performance in a different act. You're in charge of the performance of today's act. You're in charge of being the best you can be when you do get out of bed, whenever you decide to do so, and live an awesome day, live an awesome life. I know we get challenged all the time. I know we're aging. I know some of our bones creak a little bit more than it should. I can relate to that. My bones are creaking all the time, and I don't know why. And that's okay. I cannot be that wrestler I was back in high school. I cannot be that great mechanic or realtor I was once upon a time. I can't play the sports or even scuba dive like I used to. Okay, I'm grateful I was able to do those things. I'm grateful I had the voice everybody wanted to hear. I'm grateful I could walk and run and jog and hike once upon a time. And there's no reason why I still can't, just maybe at a slower pace. And it's okay to slow down. It's okay to take a breather. It's okay to relax. It's okay to ask for help. We, at least most men, myself, are afraid to ask for help. And then when someone offers it to us, we can be angry because we feel we're failing. We feel don't have it anymore. We feel unappreciated. We feel, well, you can fill the blank yourself. We're all going to have a performance report, whether it's at our job, in our families, and like I said, this is probably the most one. The one that really counts is God. Are we meeting up to our expectations? And it could change. Our jobs do change from time to time. Our career does take a different path, and it's a good thing. Sometimes I know Vanessa. She was an interior electrician, and then later on she became a critical care nurse, and later on she was in charge of PR, basically public relations for the base, and later on equal opportunity, and later on so forth and so on. All these other things going on, and we have that. Our journey takes us different places. Our evaluation, our performance is going to change also. Do we like what we do? Do we have a passion for it? Do we need the money so bad that we're always going to put our best foot forward? Or do we don't care at all? So regardless of where you are in life, your age, your sex, whatever your past experiences are, remember when we get out of bed, we can still have a great performance. Maybe you can't dance like you used to. I never could dance to begin with, so I can only go up, right? I can only go up. We see those ice skaters at 80 or 90 years old, like, wow, Olympic skater like 100 years ago, and you still got it. And we appreciate them. But instead of idolizing people and idolizing things, what's wrong with ourselves? We have to idolize God, of course, but why not put our best forward for our own ego, for our own pride, for our own self-actualization? Because we all got things we want to do in our lives that we haven't accomplished yet. Or we've already been the top of our game and then we're slowly losing it, and we're losing focus. Like, where do I go now? What do I do next? What's really important? I'll tell you a little secret. What's really important? Relationships. What's really important? The people around us. What's really important? Our relationship with God. What's really important? Keeping a roof over your head and food in your belly if you can. What's really important? Serving others. There's a lot of things really important that we can be doing, and while we're working on that current career, a current job, and our current performance. I challenge you to give us the best performance you can each and every day. Even if you're in a hospital bed, can you do one bit better than yesterday? Can you maybe sing that lullaby one last time before, we're all going to check out one day? Can you sit up and tell the nurse, you're looking good today, babe? I'll see you on the other side. Whatever it is. Let's be respectful of each other and understand we all have our own challenges and our own journey, our own path that we are going through. We all are. And quite frankly, that's okay. Now, I like interviewing people. I don't do it a lot. I mostly talk about what's on my heart. And today it's performances and performance evaluations and doing the best that we can. I encourage you to look at your past performances and where things had to be tweaked. But realize that's still the past. And we can't change the past. But you and I can change the present and hopefully give us a better future. Well, with that being said, you're in the office with Joseph Skoda. And hey, don't forget, subscribe to the josephskoda.com comedy hour. Channel. We have Venmo and we have YouTube, and definitely look up Social Media Shows Network because we're doing a lot of great things out there also. With that being said, give us your best performance. I'd like to see it. Bye now. If you liked our show, please subscribe to our YouTube channel or find us on any social media platform, Instagram, of course, Facebook. Like, subscribe, share. We appreciate it. Let us know your thoughts and join our team. Anyways, we appreciate you staying tuned week after week, day after day, because we continuously build up our network to bring to you what you're asking for. Have a great day.